All right, everybody. The final divisional playoff matchup is upon us. Mac Jones trots out into a snowy Foxborough Stadium. We have Ravens, we have Patriots, we got Kit Nagy, we got Phil Nagy. We are Nagy on Sports again, trying to smash through the end of our 2021 pre-draft sim, since the draft is obviously continuing on tonight and tomorrow. Kid, how we doing?
Doing great. Excited to bring yet more football here, and I love seeing games in the good old football weather like this. It feels like an AFC North game with a field like that, but absolutely happy to see that anytime, anywhere. So definitely, some AFC North rivals going against some, perennial feels like powerhouse type football teams. So I should be excited.
Absolutely. All right. Out onto the field will first be Lamar Jackson. Be a little hard to see them in their white jerseys on that snow, but we'll do our best here. He's going to start in a pistol. He's got a healthy J.K. Dobbins behind him. That changed, obviously, the outlook of their offense for the majority of the season. And he'll dump it to Dobbins quickly left side across the 30 for a gain of about 6 on first down. Yeah,
and of course the news out of their draft taking BPAs, but both Hamilton and Linderbaum, a safety and a center, but in the process costing Marquise Brown, the Hollywood Brown, which is one of Lamar's, that's his guy. So interesting to see what happens with Lamar after that.
First and 10 rolling, now about to get knocked over, and he'll throw this one way out of bounds as there was pressure right in his face. Do you think this maybe puts them in the market for like a Deebo Samuel or a Terry McLaurin?
I think it does, but then again, if they're not going to spend the money on Lamar, will they spend the money on a high-priced, high-ticket receiver? So I don't know.
It's clearly a great question. 3rd and 5 here for Lamar. He's in a shotgun by him. Actually, nope, he's got Dobbins on his left hip. He'll throw over the middle. Wide open first down throw and catch is completed, and that's James Prochet, one of the remaining receivers on the team, along with, at this point, it's Devin Duvernay and James Prochet and Rashad Bateman, of course. Option keeper. Whoa, they fly right by him, and he's going to make a couple of yards out of nothing. He should have been pinned way deep in the backfield. Matthew Judon and Jabril Peppers, of course, the free agent safety, coming over to make the tackle. Right side, he's got an open man. That is Bateman, right on cue. The new wide receiver one there in town.
Yeah, it certainly is, and don't expect that to change. I mean, barring them going and getting a guy like a T-Mac or somebody like that.
Yeah.
I expect he is the expected number one there in Baltimore, and he's a great receiver, but we'll see how he does in the number one role, and obviously with or without Lamar. It may be an interesting question there too.
Absolutely. Here's a little pistol pop pass to Bateman, and he can't get around the corner. Swarmed and taken to the ground. Technically does count as a 1-yard reception. Jelani Tavai, the long-haired middle linebacker, makes the tackle. 2nd and 9, and it's Dobbins fighting his way for a singular yard up the middle, 3rd and long.
Yeah, absolutely swallowed there at the point of attack by the defense. Nice defensive line play there from the Patriots to snuff that one out.
Pressure coming from the outside. That's George Karlaftis, who they took in their simulated draft for us. And 4th and 8 results in Justin Automatic Tucker coming in and booting the first 3 points of the game in. Come to expect that, certainly, from number 9 in purple and white.
And Karlaftis ended up, at like the 32nd pick, I think, overall?
He went, 30th, right?
Or 30th.
To the Chiefs.
Chiefs, yep.
Kind of a steal for them at 30.
It was. Good pick for them.
Yep, shores up that defensive line. Let's look at Mac Jones' stats here in our simulated season. 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Again, they won the AFC East with an 8-9 record. That's how evenly matched / bad the AFC East was this year.
Yep.
14 yards for James White on the first touch of the day for him. There's the 23 Nakobe Dean there in your shot. That's who the Ravens drafted when they drafted in our virtual offseason. First and 10, a little motion coming from Devontae Parker, of course, coming over in the trade to the Dolphins. Mac Jones left side, high in the air. Traffic toes down. They're going to say they are. What a catch on the sideline by Hunter Henry. First down, Patriots.
Yeah, impressive indeed. Nicely done there on the outside. A nice ball on him, but from Mac Jones.
Side is picked. Marcus Peters jumps the route, and he's got an interception up to the 41-yard line, right back to the original line of scrimmage. First down, Ravens. A healthy Marcus Peters making a difference again this season.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a big part of that defense. They missed him a lot, but then, speak highly of what Mac Jones did on the previous play and then turns right around and makes a terrible mistake, really giving Peters an excellent opportunity to come away with that one, which he does.
Dobbins will try the right side, and Tavai and company swarm him to the ground. Josh Uche also over there. Matthew Judon also over there as well. Pressure coming from Judon. Lamar throws it right side, jumps high and brings it down. First down catch for Rashad Bateman. Heavy pistol look here. They did re-sign Patrick Ricard just a couple of weeks ago. Fullback back in there. And now he's going to run. Now he's going to spin and throw it. Find a receiver. Hollywood Brown for a first down. What a weird-looking play that was.
That was, and definitely inadvisable, but manages to do something with it in spite of it. I'm surprised he wasn't past the line, let alone, able to find a guy and get it complete and get positive yardage out of it all at the same time.
Like something you would see in a Dude Perfect video or something. That was wild.
Right.
Stretch it to the right side. Fumble, ball's on the ground. They pick it up. It's Tavai. Can he get him out of bounds? They do. Maybe we're going to get a booth review on this one. It sure felt like Dobbins was maybe down, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was certainly late. There's the review, but I don't know. He may have been out. No, he's down.
He's definitely down. A little Michigan on Ohio State crime there with Jabril Peppers.
There's the knee. Ball's still solid. Yeah, that's going to get overturned.
And it is 2nd and 1 at the 22-yard line. Ravens continue the drive. Here's a give up the middle. Dobbins, maybe a keeper, maybe just a straight run. He's going to push his way for a first down. And then Judon will push him down at the 17-yard line. Nice run there for JK.
Yeah, impressive indeed. Definitely physical at the point of attack and forcing his way for more yardage.
Up the middle, and this time he will be swallowed. Juwan Bentley, number 8 middle linebacker, was right there, as well as Devin Godshaw, defensive tackle. 3 tight ends now on the right side of the line. One of them will come in motion. And then they'll run it right up the gut with Wolf. He takes a big shot at the end from Peppers, but a really nice run sets up a 3rd and 1 there for J.K. Dobbins. 3rd and 1 now at the 8-yard line, obviously in field goal range, obviously wanting more coming off that interception from Marcus Peters. Float it to the right side, caught, spin move, touchdown. He got a little dipsy-do. That's Justice Hill. We haven't seen him much at all. And he's in for the touchdown. Ravens, they lead 9-0 with automatic Tucker in, so 10-0. I'll just declare it.
I have to credit that one to Lamar. That was a thrown open type situation, but Lamar put it in a spot where the defense was flowing to the outside. Lamar put it inside where the receiver had to come back to it, but that opened him up into space with a lane to the end zone. And that was just a wily move there from Lamar, putting it in a spot where his receiver was likely to score the touchdown with the run after catch.
All right, let's see how the rookie Mac Jones responds again through that interception on the last drive. Here is Damian Harris, who is just back from injury, and he will get a decent gain of about 3, and then Calais Campbell brings him to the ground. Rip Calais Campbell, who was so good for us at the beginning of our sim season.
He sure was. Was sad to see him sign back.
Yes. I knew it was a pipe dream that the Browns would sign him. We don't really sign guys who are that old, but it was our pipe dream, damn it. Here's Damian Harris to the left side on a first down run. He's going to pick up about 9.5. And again, he is the most explosive of the running backs. We saw Ramondre Stevenson carry the load. Of course, remember the Browns played the Patriots in Week 18.
That's right.
And won that game on that last second touchdown drive. that Watson engineered to win the game. Of course, it was all for naught because we blew it the next week against the Chargers. But
that's right.
It was still a fun memory. Hey, Rick, welcome in. Harris again is going to try the left side, and this time he'll be thwarted. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Shotgun for Mac Jones. Shotgun with James White. They're going to give it to White. Left side, nice hole, 45 to the 40, pushing his way and thrown across the first down marker. Nice run there. That's Iman Lewis Marshall, the cornerback that makes the tackle there, but a first down run and firmly into Raven territory now are the Patriots. Mac Jones floats it left side into traffic, and his tight end goes up and makes a great catch for him. Hunter Henry, a nice big catch at the 9-yard line, 1st and goal, Ravens.
Yeah, very excited.
Patriots.
Very excited, Rick. It should be very fun to watch. I trust AB to have some real money picks for us here today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just remember, if you were bummed about, like, as we were talking about in the chat, and if you want to join us, we had the Discord chat fired up pretty aggressively during the draft last night. Feel free to join us on that if you're interested. But just the way that the board fell, like if you were hoping that 13, a healthy Baker and rolling with 13, like you would have been pretty miffed because the top 4 receivers were already all gone.
That's right, 10, 11,
and then
12.
all of a sudden you would have been like, crap. Do we reach for Traylon Burks here or do we go with somebody else? Jones is going to throw it, doink, off the crossbar. And the Ravens defense will hold inside the red zone.
Yeah, speaking of
and
miffed,
a field goal coming.
I know Happy was pretty miffed with the way the draft worked out.
Well, yeah, they traded down and then lost out.
Yep.
And
So
who did they end up taking?
They ended up taking I'm forgetting his name, wide receiver.
Oh, Jahan Dotson.
Yeah,
Penn
Dotson.
State, right?
Yeah, Penn State.
Who many people had mocked to the Browns at
That's
44.
Right. That's right. That's right. They went with Dotson.
But they felt like they were going to miss out on that position.
But he was like, if any, of the wide receivers that had quote unquote first round grades, he was like the last of the bunch.
Yes. And remember, they traded out of that, right? They traded further back.
That's right.
So
they were
a little
11.
bit self-inflicted, but
they were 11 and traded back. Yeah.
They could have stayed there and had gotten Olave. I thought maybe they thought they could trade back and still get one of them.
No, what I think happened is I think they probably wanted talking to Happy about this. I think they probably wanted Garrett Wilson, and him being gone is probably what spurred the trade back. Because I think they were upset their dude was gone, and so they were like, well, we'll get somebody, but later, not happy with the other ones at this position, so maybe get some capital out of it in return. And then, of course, followed by a wide receiver run, which then, they end up with Dotson instead.
Keeper left side. They totally bite on the running back. Lamar's got a huge run. He's going to take a shot from the defensive back. So excited for football, I guess. Complete to the right side. Just his 3rd incompletion of the game. He's been sharp to start the game.
Yep, he sure has.
Rick, we talked about it a good chunk during one of the earlier game sims, but maybe Kit can do a little recap here about our Kenny Pickett thoughts.
Yeah, so I guess the best way to put this is I feel like he's probably similar to the Brandon Whedon pick for the Browns years back, where you feel like his ceiling is, this is not a great quarterback draft to begin with, but of the guys out there, probably a couple other ones with higher ceilings potential than he has. Yes, I feel like it's probably the comfortable pick for them because of Pittsburgh. He basically played in that building, right? So, they had lots of access to him and lots of opportunity to be comfortable with him. But I don't know that moves the needle much, and I don't see him as a franchise guy long term. but we'll see. It's possible he could grow into that, but for the time being, I don't know that he even starts this season, and that's certainly not what you want if you're going to spend a first round draft pick on a quarterback.
Yeah, you're not, and he's 24 years old, so you're not going to draft him to sit for a couple years behind Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph. That's what he said. I think he's a slightly better version of Mason Rudolph.
Right.
He was a good pick for the Browns, I think. How about that?
Yeah,
Let's say that.
We're good with that. And actually, it's ironic because I just had this conversation again because I found out the gentleman installing my tankless water heater right now is a Steelers fan.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
How does he feel about it? How does Steeler Nation feel about picking?
So from what he said, he seems to like it. He seems to like the pick. He obviously, I think they feel they need a quarterback, which makes sense. I don't know that they're going to be comfortable with the folks they have in that room, or nor should they be. And then I think he likes picking up a quarterback, and then he likes the pick because I think from what I understand, the fact that the front office likes him as much as they do, that they see something there, so he thinks that is going to pan out.
Well, again, you're absolutely right. I mean, I think they share a practice facility. They play their home games at Heinz Field, so the kid can play in the elements, and
that's right.
So certainly some familiarity to that part of it. But yeah. Here's Mac Jones on a 3rd and 6 to the left side. He's got Parker right at the sticks, and they're going to give it to him. First down. After the Ravens kicked a field goal to extend their lead to 10 here, 13-3 with about 9.5 to go in the first half. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. So we finish up our pre-draft 2022 sim. So all the draft picks were simulated by Kit and I many moons ago, a couple months ago. All the free agency, for the most part, was simulated, and then as moves came, I tried to adjust the roster on the fly. We picked up Deshaun Watson about halfway through the sim season, for instance. So I'm excited to get this one finished and get to the real darn thing with the real rosters. And I think time permitting, because at that point we're in no real rush. Maybe we'll bring back the AFC, NFC games of the week. As well as the Browns games.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun. I'd like to re-expand back to that because that was a good time.
Ooh, nice catch by Devontae Parker off the tip.
Wow, that was cool. That was really neat. Love the effort and concentration on Devontae Parker's part there.
Who's going to challenge it?
I'm pretty sure he was in, but interesting challenge here. Let's take another look.
Did that knee get down? Looks like the knee and the elbow are down.
He's pretty well down, inbounds, and in obvious control there. So I don't think there's any question that was a reception. But you love the concentration from Parker, never giving up on the play, and finds a way to come away with it just on the second effort. Nicely done.
Absolutely. Mac Jones now fake it to the right side, give it up the middle. Damian Harris, and he'll be tripped up by Odafe Owe, one of those first-round picks from last year's Ravens draft class when they took Owe and Rashad Bateman in the first with that pick that they picked up from the Chiefs, of course, for Orlando Brown.
Those Big Ten picks for them out of both Minnesota and Penn State. We did not move Marquise Brown. He's still in this game. In fact, he has a reception already in this game.
Yeah, I haven't affected the rosters in about a week, so any free agent moves that have happened since then, unless they involve the Browns, I haven't done. Again, there's obviously a bunch of moves that aren't done, but this is the old, quote-unquote old rosters, if you will. The old fake rosters. We'll bring the new ones to you shortly. Another first down and goal this time. They're going to say it's first down and goal from the 10. Patriots really need to punch this one in if they want to try to hang. Again, the worst way to play the Ravens is with a 10-point deficit.
That's right.
Because they will just grind you to a halt with that running game.
That's right.
Second and goal now.
That's exactly how they're built to do it, and points here are very important if you're a Patriots fan.
Here comes Harris. Ooh, looks like he maybe got face masked. No call. That's Deshaun Elliott, the safety, in the hole. They got him.
Yeah, it did kind of have the seem that way based on the animation, the way his head went down so sharply.
Back to pass, Mac Jones, out route, Hunter Henry, and jumped it and knocked it away. Nice play by Brandon Stevens, kind of the hybrid safety corner, rookie out of Penn State. And so the Patriots have to settle for the field goal with Matt Amendola, and his kick is up, and it is good. Now 13-6. Ravens maintain a touchdown lead. Rookie Kyler Gordon is their kick returner out of Washington. Probably get him drafted this evening. Probably not to the Browns. Cornerback is obviously a position of strength. But, BPA, baby. BPA.
That's right. And I trust AB implicitly when it comes to drafting both to best player available and to with the future of the team in mind. Yeah. Don't forget, he's not just drafting for this year, and he's emphasized that every draft. He is drafting for the future of the team, and that's a very important distinction. Lots of teams go in with just the season ahead of them in mind and the immediate needs, and that's a mistake.
I agree. Yeah, and I would say if there's a stud corner, there are several stud corners like an Andrew Booth or something who a lot of people had a top 15 grade on. If he's there at 44, I wouldn't see why Andrew Berry wouldn't think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that gives you some opportunity to move Greedy or Troy Hill, maybe in a trade, or maybe that helps sweeten a Baker Mayfield deal for somebody.
Yep.
Option keeper this time. Oh, Judon whiffs right by him, 40, 45 to the 50. The 45 on the other side. Shoulder shoves his man out of bounds. Nice run for Lamar Jackson. He is special at that part of the game. Hey, 42 Norris, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you being on, and thank you for that feedback. We obviously keep doing it because we enjoy it as well, but that we appreciate that. If you haven't yet subbed the channel, we would appreciate that too as we make our push for 1,000.
Yeah, very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Here's a pistol look now. Heavy pistol with Ricard. He'll go left. Dobbins will go right and go get tackled immediately, rather, behind the line. 3rd and 5 here. Clock trickling down to about 2 minutes to go. Jackson moves. Judon slips in the snow, and then Jackson panics and throws it out of bounds. I'm not sure if he needed to do that there. But give your chance to have Justin Tucker. Oh, it's a fake! They flip it back to Tucker. He throws right side. It's caught, but short of the first down.
That was a wild fake. Wow. Especially in the snow.
Fake yet?
That was kind of fun though. But in the snow, that's a risky proposition right there, and it blows up in their face. Unfortunately for them, they even completed it, which is obviously that's Justin Tucker with the ball, not a quarterback. So, but very very interesting.
All right, well, with 2 minutes to go now, Mac Jones with an opportunity to make him pay for the fake. He'll dump it off after missing some pressure, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. I think they're actually going to lose a yard on that completion. Yeah, 3 yards actually to Hunter Henry on that lost yardage. Shotgun now for Mac Jones, straight into the 2-minute drill, I would assume. Oh, it's almost picked.
That'd have been 6,
Should have been picked.
He had.
And actually, we're going to get PI on the Ravens. Marcus Peters would have negated it anyway, but maybe we now know why his teammate was the one who was closest to catching the ball.
Right. Well, and to be fair, the Ravens are probably the most handsy in terms of corners in the NFL.
Gosh. Humphrey is the handsiest.
Yep. Peters is
up
there
left
too.
Side.
those two are very, very hands-on, shall we say? But they
sure.
they win a lot, and part of it is because they're not afraid to be physical.
Norris, who's your team if you're still on? Who's your team of rooting interest? If you don't mind us asking, we have fans of all teams.
We do,
but majority of us are Browns fans. So I was just curious where your allegiances lie. Mac Jones will just chuck this one out of bounds. Live to play another down. Still 1:27. They have all 3 of their timeouts left.
Yeah, and we
got to be smart here.
And we do openly encourage and welcome fans of all teams.
Oh, for sure.
We like to be inclusive here at Divisional Sports, and we just love the NFL in general. Although we are first love being the Browns, but that does not mean that we don't enjoy watching football in general and just the NFL at large.
Yeah, we were very, very invested in the draft last night, and the Browns did nothing.
That's right. That's right.
For instance.
That's right.
All right, Ravens actually. Oh, no, Patriots did call the timeout. 2nd and 15. They are in field goal range here. It'd be about a 50-yarder for Amendola. Like to try to see them get aggressive, stay towards the end zone if possible. Jones now pressured his face from Campbell. Hit as he throws. Deep left side, out of bounds. That trajectory altered by the 6'8" Calais Campbell, just enough to get that one to go out of bounds, 3rd and 15.
And speaking of being invested in the draft, like last night, we knew pretty comfortably going in there was no chance the Browns were going to be involved at all in the draft. We were just interested in it because it is the NFL. And really interesting.
I think his feet were in.
I think so.
Wow.
I think
Interception by the rookie Gordon.
That was very impressive.
Jones took a shot, threw that thing up into the icy winter air, and we're going to get a good look at it here. It definitely looks like toe 1, toe 2.
Oh, yeah,
what a play from the rookie, Kyler Gordon.
Very impressive.
Huge mistake here for the Patriots. Had an opportunity to get some points, and now you give potentially the Ravens. They don't need much range because of Tucker. They get to about midfield, they're going to kick that thing. Trips to the left side for Lamar, 13-6 with 38 seconds. Thank you, Rick. We try to be. I mean, again, it wouldn't take you very long to listen to understand we're huge Browns homers, but
yes.
We try to be as fair as possible. And when we're calling games, we try to be as fair as possible and point out when things are like, yeah, that team kind of got screwed and it was to the Browns' advantage, And we obviously commiserate with all teams that suffer the Maddenisms.
Oh yeah.
We're about to see one right here. I think. There it is. Lucky that his guard was able to fall on it, but the broken quarterback mechanics are something we have not been able to undo, though we continue to try, and that's the half.
And hope that maybe the
13-6.
next iteration somehow they'll actually do something about it, but rather than just like shuffle it around to some other version of a broken quarterback mechanic.
Yeah. Or make it broken punter mechanic or something. Don't mess with the quarterbacks, man.
That's right.
All right, 13-6. Mac Jones right back out onto the field. Been a pretty tight game. Ravens have had that momentum meter about halfway up their side for the majority of the game. Jones back to pass. Good pressure, good pocket, and he'll just chuck this one into the bench. Not sure why he felt the need to do that one so quickly. It's all right, George. Welcome in. We're glad you're here.
Yep. Always happy to have you.
Shotgun look here for Mac Jones.
Got away with one there. His tackle actually stood up out of his stance early and not called somehow. Normally the line just standing right there watching it, so surprised no flag on that one. But just stood up out of his stance early and not flagged.
Indeed. Shotgun look again for Jones. He's going to give it up the middle to James White. Trips on a little bit of his lineman, unfortunately, and that will go for just 2 yards. Mac Jones, Michael McCorkle Jones. So the Mac comes from his middle name, McCorkle.
Interesting.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
3rd and 7 for McCorkle. He's back to pass. He's going to really step into this one deep to the right side, out of bounds.
Interesting. It's obviously he was trying to hit his man, but it almost looked like a throwaway just because of how far out of bounds it was.
It was. You wonder again. Because we haven't done any live kicking. We have not seen the kicking, the wind meter, so it could be, unless it's really aggressive. Like what was that Browns game where the kickoffs kept going out of bounds?
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Blustery.
That's right. Well, it does look like the snow at least is animated, going, definitely moving. It's got some wind element to this.
True. Yeah, you're fair point. Yeah, they can make the snow wind element effective, but they can't fix quarterback
That's
play.
right. That's right.
We get authentic individual fans with faces, but our quarterbacks are going to statue sack.
That's right.
For the I don't want. Again, we saw the most of them because the Browns defense did them. But they had over 110 sacks as a team or something, which is just
and a lot of those,
high.
And leading to a high number of strip sacks as a result. Too.
Yes.
I saw just in this last game, there were at least 2 or 3 of them. One of them was a strip sack scoop and score for 97 yards.
All right, 3 and out caused by the Patriots defense. Both offenses a little bit in Struggleville right now, up to about the 35-yard line. Is Jabril Peppers. Be interesting to see how Belichick chooses to use Jabril Peppers in this Patriots defense.
Yeah.
And be the first time in a minute that it will be life without Josh McDaniels.
That's
calling
right.
the plays for him. I remember the last time he became a head coach, he left after about a week and came immediately crawling back. I've made a huge mistake. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So, and actually, if you believe this updated coaching website that I look at, Belichick will call plays on offense. Interesting indeed.
Wouldn't have expected that. Wonder what that means for the Patriots and their offense.
Yeah, and his defense and his son Steve Belichick is the defensive coordinator and play caller.
Right.
So
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like this weekend is the prime time for him to go, George, and I think Seahawks are still in play. Panthers. I mean, what you'd ideally love is to just get a tiny bit of a bidding war, just so you could get something back for him, and it's not a straight like Brock Osweiler, like. Will pay you to take our draft picks, basically.
Well, and the fact that both of those teams took tackles in the first round kind of feels like they're hoping for a veteran-type quarterback like a Garoppolo or a Baker, because if you're looking to protect somebody, obviously, yeah, it could be for a rookie too, especially that only one came off the board, but at the same time, I think you'd be, especially with a draft class like this, a little more comfortable with a guy that knows what he's doing and has already established himself in the league.
Sure. So, because everybody's pointing to the fact that they picked up Darnold's fifth-year option like the Browns did, which means Darnold and Mayfield essentially will have the same, $17, $18 million contract this year. Nice throw and catch. Hunter Henry to the 20, to the 15, inside the 15, first down in the red zone for the Patriots. What if because I know the Browns don't just want to cut him, because they don't want to let him go wherever he wants. And I think if they cut him, they have to eat that cap space. Is that correct?
That is
the
correct.
Whole thing.
The whole thing if they cut him.
So if you're going to eat somebody's cap space, what if they just traded Darnold for Mayfield? And then we're like, we were going to eat the money anyway, but now we're cutting Darnold. We don't care where he goes. We don't need him. He goes and signs somewhere. And then if you're eating that amount of money, at least you're not eating Baker Mayfield's, and he's already under contract with a team. I don't know if something like that would happen.
It's possible.
It's kind of like, hey, you know what? The Browns, they can afford to have Baker's contract on the books this year.
That's
They're not
they planned it that way.
They do not need to get rid of it. If they do get rid of it, it's a bonus. And
That's
so
right.
I think even if they end up having to pay half of somebody's salary, I've never seen it happen before. Where what if they traded him and said, okay, give us a second-round pick, because we need an asset, but we will pay his entire salary. So basically he plays for you for free for this year. Yeah. Has anything like that ever happened?
It has happened before in the NFL. I know I've read stories about stuff like that happening.
Touchdown Patriots.
Players playing, I want to say, like Antonio Brown. Or somebody like that where they got traded, but like the previous team was paying their entire contract, like the Steelers or somebody. But usually it happens with the disgruntled players.
Right. So yeah, I'm curious if there's if there can be something creative. Like everybody's like, they're not going to do it until the Browns pick up some of the salary. And it's like, honestly, why wouldn't the Browns pick up some of the salary? They don't have it. I mean, sure, it feels like dead money that you could go do something else with, but. So yeah, maybe they're holding out until somebody's just ready to make the trade straight up or whatever. But
well, I think
I guess I'm just trying to be creative, because as Rick just put out there again, I love that I love Baker, and he will always have a special place in my heart, and I will continue to cheer him on until the day that I'm no longer able to cheer. But we need closure in this town with this team.
Yep.
And it's just time for him to move on and for that distraction, and so people like Mary Kay can stop asking questions about him at press conferences. Yep. Was Baker here this weekend? We're not going to comment on which players were and were not at our optional team activities.
Right. Yep.
But was Baker here this weekend?
Yeah. Just need to put it behind us, and I agree. Same thing. I'll echo all of that. I just. The one thing I will say, the reason why they are trying to look to recoup some of that dead cap money, not outside of just be done with the situation, put it behind them, but they'll be patient. And the biggest reason for that being that any of that money that they save on that contract is money that they get to roll over into the cap next season, which pays down some of your effectively like a credit card debt on cap space that you've moved. Kind of pushing the debt down the road with these $1 million first-year contracts, and that's important.
Yeah.
So yes, they do want to recover some of it. That's why they're not looking to just like get rid of all of it and let it go.
Sure.
So there is some advantage there to doing that and seeing what they can get, and they know he's valuable, and they're not afraid to stick to their guns on that, knowing he carries value. And I think the first round of the draft in particular was really proved valuable for the trade negotiations for the Browns.
For sure. Well, and yeah, it showed you what the rest of us saw with our eyes, which is that this is not a very good quarterback class, and none of these guys are probably worth taking in the first round. And that proved out.
Yep, sure did.
2nd and 10 here. We got a tie football game with about 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Calais Campbell swallowing up a running back. We've seen that before.
Mm-hmm.
Trips to the left side. Jones in a shotgun. He will chuck it deep to the left side. Single coverage. Got his man. Devontae Parker again.
Yeah, credit Parker, who's having a great game so far in this one. Earlier with the concentration catch on the second effort, and this one just going up and winning for his quarterback. Mac Jones just threw up a 50-50 ball, and Parker does it again.
Parker, touchdown. The rookie Gordon tried to jump the route. Parker snagged it from his hands, took one step, and was gone. And the Patriots take the lead for the first time today.
Wow, that was incredible.
Wow,
incredible effort from Parker all around. He is just having such a game.
He is. Talented player. Remember him at Louisville, and then he's been okay for Miami. Miami's just had trouble with the trigger position.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen that that trade go the Browns' way. Obviously, they would have loved to have him in Cleveland, but yeah, I think he is a solid receiver and will be excellent for these Patriots.
All right, 5 spread out in the package for Lamar, and he'll throw it very quickly to James Prochet, who takes a huge shot from Jabril Peppers.
Wow.
Ooh, sit down, kid.
Yeah, he got absolutely popped.
He sure did. Defensive line talking about it off the sideline, apparently. 5 to go, third quarter. Dobbins behind Jackson in the pistol. He'll break one tackle, and then Josh Uche and Christian Barmore drag him down. 3rd and 7 upcoming here for the Ravens. Snow still continuing to fall here at Foxborough. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on sports with our last divisional round playoff game. The winner of this will take on the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and the NFC Championship is set. Cowboys and you said Rams won?
That's right, the Rams won.
The Rams beat the Buccaneers pretty badly. I knew it was lopsided. I just forgot for a second who won.
Yeah, 26-10.
4th and 8, and another punt for the veteran Sam Cook upcoming. Unless, of course, they try some sort of wacky special teams play. Hey, Sean, welcome in. Go Browns. There was a sim kit that I did. I don't remember which game it was, but there was like a really crazy fake punt lateral from the punter to the up man. I don't know if you saw that one. And he got like 30. He got like 30 yards. It was awesome. I think it was the Chiefs actually. It was when the Chiefs beat the Chargers.
No, I didn't.
And they lateraled to the up man. It was a tight end, and he went for like 30 yards. It was really cool.
Wow. I'll have to go check
every
that out.
Every once in a while, something like, whoa, we've never seen that before. We've now watched hundreds and hundreds of simulated Madden games.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I've seen every animation that there is to see, and then like today when Lamar did his like spin throw, that was wild.
Right? Yeah. No, I think we're up to like 400 some.
Oh my gosh!
Simulated Madden games now, because I think we're somewhere in that neighborhood. You know, subtracting the other videos we put on the channel, we're like in the 430 range total, something like that.
Shoo. Who'd have thunk this little pandemic project would grow wings and fly?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. It's been fun,
Rick,
though.
Yeah, it has been. Rick, this will be the last one for today, so we can let everybody enjoy their evenings in the draft. And wedding season kicks back off for me tomorrow night. So, and I don't know about trying to do something against the draft tomorrow, but we'll try to get them. At the very least, Kit or I will solo one, or we'll run it without any commentary if need be. But want to try to get to the Super Bowl by the end of the weekend, if at all possible. So I wish I could tell you more. Are you on the Discord channel, Rick? Because we will always tell the Discord folks when it's going to come up before YouTube. We'll tell you that we're live. And if you're not, you can use the invite link in this description of the video. Yeah, Sean, there will be good players there with our 2 third-round picks. And we're still going to get 3 top 100 players, which is still, for 32 teams, 100 players. Like, that's still what we should. That's about average. That's what we should be.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and check it out, Rick. If you've never used Discord, it's pretty easy. There's like some chat areas where we talk about stuff. You'll be able to vote on the games that we do in 2022, sim season, stuff like that. So it's pretty happening little community. But we always announce, within anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 hours notice on when we're going to sim. 2nd and 10 here. Nick, not necessarily that you're going to lose. You are leading 13-0. Just need to get it back here. Shotgun look here on a 3rd and 10. Lamar with trips to the right side. He's going to go way downfield. Single coverage, and he can't bring it in. Prochet, one-on-one. And Kyle Duggar knocks it out of his hands. 4th and 10, and another punt for Sam Cook.
A nice effort from Prochet, but not able to come up with it.
Welcome in, Wendell. For sure. You might argue that we need some defensive tackle starters, but again, as we've talked about earlier today, defensive tackle is not really a position that you draft a guy to start from day one. There's just so much development that needs to happen. So all I can assume is they've got a free agent lined up, maybe like an Akeem Hicks or something, or somebody that we're not aware of, or they're just really feel like they're going to be okay with Jordan Elliott and Togiai.
Or Malik McDowell, maybe they're confident he'll come back. There's a lot of possible ways that could pan out.
Yeah, very true. They shine Sheldon Day again. He's certainly a depth piece. I don't want to rely on him to be a starter.
No.
Depth indeed. And yeah, Andrew Berry is very outspoken about the draft is for future teams. It's great to have a player like JOK. It's great to have a player, Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward, Baker Mayfield eventually. It's great when these high first-round guys can contribute right away. Greg Newsome, Jedrick Wills. But our team and the good teams never have to draft like this guy has to be a starter for us from day one or we're not going to be good,
Yeah, that's the Browns of old speaking right there.
Yeah, for sure. All we need is for these 7 rookies to be awesome, and we're going to be fine.
That's right.
Hey, welcome in, Applied.
What's going on?
They're 2nd and 7. Here's James White. Big hole to the right side. Ravens don't see him for a while, and he stiff arms Chuck Clark, the safety, back to the 40. Of course, Kyle Hamilton will be back there as the new safety soon enough when we do the real drafting of the real rosters.
That's right. That's a nasty little free safety room they've got going there with one of the best in the NFL right now, Marcus Williams, and then now Hamilton coming in there to learn from one of the best in the NFL, which is interesting. Which is interesting. They're both very clearly free safeties. It'll be interesting to see how they utilize him. But obviously going best player, obviously going best player available. So does that mean they do a lot of two safety, two deep zone coverage, in their future? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah, Sean, I like both of those names. Marcus Jones is also, I think, the best returner in the draft for whatever that's worth. And here's Parker again, making a move on the rookie. Gordon's inside the 5, and he'll go down at the 4-yard line. How good has Devontae Parker been today?
He's been absolutely unbelievably good. He's such a game for him.
70. 8 for $170. Oh, Taven Bryan. Yes, you're right. I forgot about Taven Bryan. He will start for sure. And see if they can get lightning in the bottle with him.
Yeah,
good call, Rick.
Easy little touchdown up the middle for the Patriots there.
It was. That was Damian Harris. All right, well, now the Ravens are in the spot that they like the least, which is multiple touchdowns. Again, they are built to be in the lead and run the rock, which they were early. See what Lamar can do to bring him back.
Not trying to take away from Hamilton, I agree. I think he can play in the box, absolutely. It's just his real strength is in the free safety role, I think, which obviously Marcus Williams, that's where he is just an absolute stud as well. I don't think either of them can't play in the box. I think they're both very good in the box. Dynamic weapons. It's just going to be a stacked secondary for the Ravens, honestly.
Sean, who am I supposed to watch tape on? You said watch the tape, Phil. And yes, applied. Thank you. Taven Bryan is who Rick was referring to, and I had just completely vapor locked on his signing. So Bryan and then either Togiai or Elliott.
That's right.
With Sheldon Day as kind of your 4-player rotation in there.
Yeah. But I applied very, very much excited for tonight as well. I think we all are. It's going to be a great night. And trust AB to pull out yet more fireworks, because that's kind of what he does. And this situation is really just, this is the element in which he thrives. A draft just like this, it's going to be great. I'm so excited for it.
Indeed. 3rd and 3 now. Big time for the Ravens. They got to keep these drives going. Oh, on Marcus Jones. Okay. Left side dump off, 1st down. And when we picked him up in our sim, Taven Bryan was really good for us in the sim too.
That's right. So it's true.
He was next to DeMarvin Leal, of course, who was incredible.
Was he good. Yeah.
He only had 21.5 sacks as a rookie.
Only. He was nasty. And great in the run game too. He was all kinds of TFLs.
Oof, broken tackle for Gus the Bus, and he'll push his way into Patriot territory and a 1st down for the Bus. Don't usually see Edwards in the pass game.
Yeah, we saw it late applied from Togiai, getting in there late in the season and was starting to show some things. I think he just needed the development, and that's
perfect
a lot.
Example of a guy you need to develop. Yep.
But I think you'll see a lot more from him. I think he's got what it takes to be a very solid starter, potentially down the road for the Browns, and he's getting to that point. So maybe this will be the year. This is certainly a good opportunity for him to take that next step forward.
Maybe they draft his former teammate, too. Maybe Haskell Garrett in the 4th round.
Would love to see
Tomorrow would be nice.
Yeah, would love to see that.
We'll take all the Buckeyes we can.
Heck yeah.
That'll set them back 5. 2nd and 15 now. We're at 9:46 to go in the game. Ravens driving, and they need a score big time. Throw it across the middle. Devin Duvernay, one of the receivers left on the roster. Nick, are you still on the broadcast, or did you duck off? I'm curious what your thoughts are about the Hollywood Brown trade. Are Ravens fans mad, or are they excited? Nick is Soldier.
Yes. Yeah,
resident Ravens fan. I'm just curious if you're still on. If you can hear the sound of my voice. If you're okay, blink twice. All right, well, they're going to have to settle for 3 with Tucker. So 27-16 now, and the defense needs to get a stop. Maybe a pick 6 or a strip sack or something. Patriots likely just to try to squeeze all the air out of the ball. Deflate gate style.
Ooh, the irony. Except Tom's not there anymore, so.
That's right. Mac Jones, in fact, likes a very inflated ball, I've heard. Over the middle, he's got Parker again. Devontae breaking tackles. What is he doing? He's so good.
So good. Look at that effort, just refusing to go down. He has been unbelievable in this one, and he is just showing his veteran card left and right, proving he knows exactly what to do in these playoffs.
Incredible. Incredible.
Rick.
I tried to be funny.
Stay that little keeper there. Little keeper there
how
from
about Mac Jones?
Just nobody expected him to take off with the ball, so the defense just left him alone, thought it was a fake, and he ends up right near the first down line as a result.
Motion coming. This is a big 3rd and inches. They're going to bring Aguilar back into the middle now. 2 motions on the play. Aguilar comes across the middle. They throw it to him, first down. Off mic. But not into the mic. Yeah, but this isn't. Was this a year that they needed to pay Hollywood Brown, though? Is he one of those 4th-year guys that's in the same boat as like Debo and A.J. Brown? And
Hollywood,
are those guys all in the same draft class?
Hollywood Brown was a year before, I think, before the DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown.
So is this his 5th-year option then that he got traded on?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if you're not going to pay him, absolutely try to get him. Try to get him. Get him if possible. Go, hey, we're going to get another draft pick, and we took another player who we can have under team control for 5 years, and Tyler Linderbaum, and
he was in
do what you need to do.
He was in the 2019 draft, round 1, pick number 25.
So this would just be the 19 season, the 20 season, 21. So this would be his 4th season then. Yeah. Right. So this is his, and you said first round.
Yep, pick number 25 in the first round.
So yeah, so this just would have been his 4th year. So the end of the year they would have to decide to pick up his 5th-year option or not. So this wasn't quite the same situation as Debo and McLaurin and A.J. Brown.
And the Wikipedia page on him already updated to show Arizona.
I would expect nothing less from Wikipedia as Damian Harris bullies his way inside the 10, and this could be curtains here. Jones, back to pass, firing right side, touchdown! Nelson Aguilar, and that's the game, my friends. Sorry, Nick, Ravens are not going to get back to the AFC Championship game. How about the 8-9 New England Patriots?
Wild.
With the rookie Mac Jones at the quarterback position, they are 354 away from going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
going to the AFC Championship.
Well, credit Parker for a Herculean effort here on this offense, as he has been just all over the field, catching them left and right and making Mac Jones look so good. But a lot of credit to go to Devontae Parker to make that happen.
1st and 10 now. The deficit is large. Jackson. Float it right side. Got his man coming across. Maybe one of the last passes that we see completed to Hollywood Brown, as this will be their last game those two play together.
So
when we kick off the 2022 season, they will be not teammates any longer.
So Wendell, the Browns have their return man. That's they've got a Pro Bowl return man, guy that is
Keem Grant.
Grant is one of the elite of the elite in the NFL right now in terms of return men. So I'm pretty sure they're set there. I don't expect them to draft one specifically as a return man. In terms of the D tackle, I don't expect that to come in the 2nd round, maybe 3rd round, but it's more likely to be wide receiver or edge rusher to come out of the 2nd round pick.
1st and 10, we're trickling down towards 2-minute warning. Kevin Zeitler a little slow to get up, former Brown, former Bengal. 2nd and 5 for Lamar, 2:31 remaining. And pressure coming, Judon breaks free, and he'll just chuck it out of bounds. Matthew Judon sporting that number 9 jersey, getting into the backfield quickly. 2:27 to go. 3rd and 5, short throw to Nick Boyle, the 2nd tight end, and he'll be dropped quickly by Josh Uche. And now it's a 4th and 1, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Pretty nice look at a snowy evening here at Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. 4th and 1 here with 2 minutes to go. And they are going to give it to the up man, Ricard. Fullback Love, I think he got it. He did, and they go no huddle. Can they get a few more points here? Make it respectable to the right side. Gus the Bus catches it, tries to get out of bounds. I don't know if he did.
Nope, he did not.
He did not, and the Ravens not interested in taking their timeouts, just going no huddle. Short throw over the middle. Mark Andrews and Judon's right behind him to throw him to the ground. 1:13 now on the clock. Lamar again, back to pass, dump it off Gus the Bus. He's got some green grass. He needs to go to the left side to get out of bounds. Instead, he runs right to the 30-yard line. They go no huddle again. Yes, the Madden time management widget says save timeouts for when you get the ball back, even if you can't score in time.
That's right. Which
makes no sense to me.
Nope, absolutely none.
Trips to the left side. Back to pass, Lamar, floating it. J.K. Dobbins with a catch. 50 pass attempts for Lamar Jackson. That is not what they are built to do. Right side, caught! He got the feet in! What a catch from Bateman!
Wow.
It means a whole lot of nothing, and I think we're going to get a booth review on it, but I thought he was in for sure.
Yeah, he was. That was a sweet play from Bateman. Credit him with some fireworks here at the end. Not that they didn't mean anything, but certainly a nice highlight reel film.
Yes, indeed. They're gonna count it. Mac Wilson Sr. apparently on coverage. That's not what you want to see there. Of course, Mac Wilson, Chase Winovich swapping cities. I definitely think the Browns won that trade, and we haven't played a down of football yet.
Yep, I agree.
All right, let's see if Justin Tucker's onside kicks are a little bit better than the guy from the Packers who kicked it straight down the line of scrimmage twice. His at least goes 10 yards. It's fielded immediately by Kendrick Bourne, and a couple of kneels should end this one. So the AFC and NFC championships are decided. It's going to be Rams and Cowboys and Chiefs and Patriots with an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl here in 2022 as we finish up our pre-draft sim season before it's no longer pre-draft, as we are officially into draft weekend, of course.
That's right. That's right.
One final timeout for God knows why.
Because Madden.
Because Madden. Because Madden. All right, Jones takes the final knee, and that's going to do it. 34-23 is the final. Kit's going to wrap it up here, and I'll siphon through some stats.
Well, we certainly saw an interesting game. I think Patriots clearly carried by the incredible play of Devontae Parker, who was out there and just killing it left and right. Incredible catches, physical play, concentration catches, everything you want to see, and just what a day for him, making Mac Jones look good, and as a result, carrying his Patriots to a big win here. Ravens on the other side of the ball really just kind of sputtering at times, not able to put it together. They started out pretty well, but then fell off later in the game and not able to recover from that as the Patriots were so good late.
Yeah, how about right there, Devontae Parker and Hunter Henry, 9 for $190 and a touchdown, 9 for $128 and a touchdown. Those two guys were great. And remember, Mac Jones threw 2 interceptions in this game, but his defense did their job and did not let the Ravens pick up points on those particular drives or possessions. So total team win, of course, as the Patriots are oft to do. Yeah, Sky Moore, Pickens, Christian Watson.
Yeah,
maybe a John Mechie out of Alabama. Those would see some of the guys you could look at today and feel pretty okay with for sure.
Or Pierce Slater, or there's a bunch of guys.
Yeah, Alex Pierce.
Yep.
Yeah, there really are. It's a deep class for sure. So, all right, we appreciate everybody being on. Next time you see us, it'll be AFC NFC Championship time. Again, if you want to hop over on the Discord tonight, Kit and I will be in the chat during the draft, certainly reacting to the Browns picks as they come and whatever the shenanigans happen in Vegas tonight. So appreciate everybody being on. Today we'll say go Patriots, and as always,
go Browns!